Well, hey everybody, it's the end of Thursday's trading day. There's some interesting stuff regarding the market today. Dow down, what, about almost 350 points today?
340, close to that.
A couple instructive things I thought happened today. Guys, Brad, tell us what happened today.
Well, someone that they're claiming is at one of the big major brokerage firms had a fat finger trade happen where they believe traded for 1 billion shares instead of 1 million shares.
That wasn't us, by the way.
Causing Procter & Gamble to drop about 25% in a matter of 90 seconds or so.
And then all the other stocks, from what I understand, went down.
All 30 Dow companies.
All 30, because when you guys said that, I thought, well, maybe just that one stock went down and nothing else, but everything went down. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. It just tells you a lot of, I think, just tells you a lot about just people in general and human nature in general. It reminds me of that story, that guy that I told on a video where he was talking about the market in 2008 when the market went down, and of course it heads down. And then all of a sudden people are looking around. They don't know who to trust. He said it's kind of like being at a party. You walk in this big, huge room of people, and you don't know who to trust. And as time goes on, you get to meet people, you get to know them, you get to speak with them. You start to figure out who to trust. And it's the same thing with the stock market. A lot of times what will happen, you'll have an event like Greece or something that happens. And I used the example kind of the Nashville flood with a client that was in here earlier. And I said, you think about it, Nashville flood, it's this terrible event that happens, and we don't really know who's going to be affected, how they're going to be affected, what the negative impact is going to be. And you don't really know who's going to benefit. Somebody always benefits from whatever happens out there. But we don't know who is going to benefit. Typically, it takes a while for that information to come out. And then what happens, you figure out who's going to benefit, and all of a sudden that area of the market actually recovers. And I think it's interesting that here we are, we're dealing with Procter & Gamble, but everything went down with it.
Yeah, they call it the most interesting 35 minutes of trading they had seen in a long time.
And
really?
And what was ironic about it is
I don't know.
Of the 30 Dow companies that went down, Procter & Gamble ended up being the best performing of those 30 companies
really?
at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
and lost the least amount.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I always find it interesting that when somebody panics and sells, there's always somebody on the other side of the trade that buys, and I always think about that person and just making sure that when people do that, they lock in losses, and it's so unfortunate for whoever it was that went and sold at that lower level. I mean, you think heads were rolling, and then all of a sudden it jumps back up. But the situation in Greece, I think, is interesting as far as how that's going to play out, why that's affecting the entire world. I think a lot of it is just that. We don't know who's going to be affected negatively. So when in doubt, what investors will do is just say, okay, I'm not going to pay whoever's trying to sell stock. I am not going to, if it was selling for this level before, there is some uncertainty out there. I will pay this level, and that's all I'm going to do. And what happens is investors, as I said in yesterday's video, investors will build in a risk premium. They will build in, if nobody else is willing to take that risk of owning stocks, or if there aren't other people willing to come in, step in and buy. It's like many of my clients that said that during the Great Depression, they had grandparents that ended up becoming millionaires and becoming very wealthy because they were the only ones with the courage to step in when others feared doing that. So interesting stuff, guys. We'll kind of keep you posted as to how this all plays out, what we're thinking about it, and just thought I'd introduce the new guy.
Yeah, it's Brad Stevenson. So if you call and you get Brad, this is who he is.
Director of Internships.
Yeah. And VP, the Vice President.
Vice President of Internships.
Don't short side.
That's right.
I got the wrong title. We'll catch you next time, guys.